Welcome back to Chomba Talk. I'm your host, Chomba, and I'm very delighted that you have found some time to listen to this video cast today. I promise you that you're going to have a very good experience listening to what I want to speak about today. I am delighted to link up the topic that I have started discussing, and this is a topic of youth and dating. And today I want to talk about the pitfalls, or rather the warning signs, the red flags that as a young person who is dating and you're looking at marriage as the final end game, the kind of red flags that you ought to look out for, because the people will come to you for differentiated reasons. If as a person, as a man or as a woman, the reason why you're dating, the end game is marriage, then it is very, very, very important to make sure that you are not getting into that space without getting to know why you are headed there and getting to know how you are headed there. So what are these red flags that we are talking about? I have often said that when a young girl is dating, they don't actually listen to anybody. We usually say that there are two people who are very hard to advise in this world. A young man with money and a young woman who is in love. The only time that these people will listen to you, a young man will listen to you, will be ready to listen to you. The day you'll hear that the Subaru crashed, that day he'll be ready to listen to you. The day you'll hear a young lady say, all men are dogs, then she'll be at that point ready to listen to you. So what are we looking at in terms of pitfalls or red flags that you should be on the lookout? I want you to take a note and a paper and write this so that you can synthesize. The first thing that you must look at is that you need to understand the personality type of the person that you are dating. Who is this person that you're dating? Are they happy-go-lucky? Are they sanguines? Are they choleric? Are they pragmatic? Are they a blend of all that and more? Why? Because the day you understand the kind of a person you are dating, you'll be able to know how to deal with them, or how to treat them, or how to respond to them, or how to accommodate their perceived weakness. If you don't know their personality type, you're likely to live your life struggling and sometimes even abandoning somebody who could have been very good to you and for you in future, because of just simply not understanding maybe some level of energy that is informed by their personality type, of maybe closing in themselves because of their personality type. There could be introverts or they could be extrovert, and because of these things, you find that they behave in a certain way. Having said that, there are things beyond personality traits that you need to look at, because if you are not careful, this goes into informing the toxicity in a person that you're dating. And one of the best way to avoid that is to be aware of the things to look out for, so that you don't end up with a toxic man or a toxic woman as a husband or a wife. So the first thing I always tell people to look out for is jealousy. Jealousy is good and is bad. My grandmother used to tell me, the jealousy that is good is that which tells you that I would want to be like the other person. You see something good with a person and you would like to be like them. That is jealous, that is good. This is very, very important. When you find yourself with the jealous that is on the other side, that you are dating or you are in a relationship with a person who is always with jealous, that criticizes people. When you see them that your friend got a job, the first thing they say, your partner says, is that that job is like this, is like that, is like they buy a car, they should have built before they bought a car, they build a house, they should have bought a car before they build a house, they do this, whatever they do, this person, the person you're dating, has a reason to criticize, that's a red flag. That's a red flag out there, because it's more likely that within their worldview, criticism is a way of communication. And if you are not ready for that, if you're from a different enculturization or orientation, you are going to struggle with that. Number two is a person with emotional abuse. There are these people that do not care about how you feel, or you can give them all the subtle signs that you're not comfortable with a way they are treating you, but they do not care. They will continue to emotionally abuse you, either by taking you on guilt trip. You make a small mistake and they use that to to create a heel out of a very simple thing, and they take you on a guilt trip in a way that it emasculates you as a person emotionally, and before you know it, you feel completely abused. That is a red flag right there. That is a person that you're likely to be with, and they will run you down to a place where you now start not recognizing yourself, or you start hating everything about yourself because emotionally you've been emasculated and abused. Number three is people who like to manipulate others. If you find yourself in the dating circle and the person that you're dating exhibits a lot of manipulation, because they want you to do this, they say this. Because they want you to do the other, they say the other. This person is not even forthright. It's not coming and telling you, you know what, I want to this and this and this. I want us to be like this and this and this. Instead of being forthright, what they do is to manipulate you using circumstances and situations, and sometimes emotional abuse aimed at manipulation. If you find that you're dating somebody who is overly manipulative, be very careful, because that's a red flag out there. The other thing is when you date a poor communicator. Communication, everything rises or falls on the altar of communication. You could have very bright ideas. You could be a very bright person. You could be a very good person. But if you don't know how to communicate that wisdom, if you don't know how to communicate the ideas that you have, there are chances that other people out there will misunderstand you or misinterpret what you're saying, and you end up with the shorter hand of the stick in as far as a relationship is concerned. So it is very, very important that you date a person who is a good communicator. They may not start as being good communicators, but you can encourage them if they are willing to be good communicators. You can do that by being an example to them, and before long, they will follow suit. However, there are those people who will not want to partake in good communication. So for them, they don't care whether they communicate or not. They just say whatever they need to say, the way they want to say it, and it's for you to decipher what they mean. That can also become a part and parcel of toxicity in a relationship. And you need to be very careful and point it out. If people are willing to change, well and good. If they are not willing to change, you need to ask yourself whether you want to continue with that kind of relationship. The other thing is when you get hooked up with a person who has trust issues. Oh man, trust issues. When you start dating a person and all they see and all they think of is how and where you could be doing this and that with another person, you are wronging them. They have trust issues with your credibility when it comes to relationship, faithfulness, or finances, or anything that you do. They rarely trust what you do. That's a time bomb. It is actually an accident waiting to happen or looking for a place to happen. Be very careful. Before you date that kind of person, make sure that you iron out all that issues that have to do with trust. The other issue is finance. If you're dating a person whom you cannot have a conversation around finances, a conversation that can end up to something about finances, you'll have a problem, because I'll tell you, a big chunk of relationship and marital issues are informed by finances. If you cannot speak about finances and you have issues that are shrouded on finances, whatever it is, you need to have open communication to understand my understanding as a man of finances and the understanding of a woman in as far as finances are concerned, because I told you orientations are different. So you'll find as a man, because of where you have grown up, you have a different understanding of how to handle finances. The person that you have married has a different understanding of how to handle finances. So if you don't get to a place where you can have a congruence informed by a discussion that is candid, then you are likely to have a lot of problem insofar as relationship around finances is concerned, and that can precipitate other issues within your marriage. Then there are these people that have esteem issues, people who are either have very high esteems, bloated egos, or are very low esteem. Either of that is a problem. You need to have a balanced kind of esteem where you know who you are, you don't let people intimidate you, and you also don't intimidate others. People with low self-esteem, they tend to have trust issues. They tend to be overbearing. They tend to be intimidating. They tend to think and that whatever you talk about, if it does not sit well with them, their mind thinks that you are talking about them. For instance, one can have a low esteem informed by something, maybe informed by their status in the society. So anytime somebody talks about somebody who is poor, they think you're talking about them. Or somebody may have an esteem that has been informed by their maybe education status. So anytime there's a discussion around that, they think that people are discussing them. Others is because they have been involved in failed relationships. So anytime there's a discussion around that area, they feel like people are talking about them. And sometimes they will get angry. There are others now with bloated sense of importance. And this gives them a higher than life, larger than life sense of importance and an avocado size of an ego. And this person will talk down to everybody. And this does not go well in relationship. If you're dating either of this person, you need to be very careful, because these are pitfalls to look out for. Others are credibility issues. You're dating a person, or you have started dating a person, and this person is dishonest. They rarely speak the truth. They rarely are credible. What the information they give you, you cannot synthesize it, because it does not make sense, because most of it is either lies or exaggerated truths. So before you know it, you land yourself in problems because you have believed the words of this person. Be very careful, because if you get intertwined with this person for life, it will bring you issues. We also have people who like to gaslight. We have the people in life who are hyperbolic in nature. Anything that they speak about is exaggerated. A person will tell you, I have not eaten, and whereas it may be true, they instead of saying I did not take breakfast, they'll say I don't know the last time I had breakfast. It is true that you didn't have breakfast, but it is not true that you don't know the last time you had breakfast. So there are these people who will say this is very, very, very bad. It could be bad, but they always have this hyperboles, a kind of expression where they always say very, 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 it's so bad. Things are very thick. Things are very, very, very thick. I don't know. I really don't know what to do. I feel like I can die. I feel like there's no. Those people can take you on an emotional roller coaster. And before you know it, it becomes a problem for your life. Before you know it, you start conforming to their system of hyperbolic expressions. And your worldview might change for the worst if you follow and date this kind of people. You need to be very careful. The others are those people who betray. They're those people that have this mouth. They run a mouth. They can talk about you to anyone. They can talk about everybody out there. And one of the best way to know the kind of a person you're dating, if that person keeps on telling you about other people, believe you me, they are telling those other people about you. And that is the truth. The other issue, and the last one in my view for now, is people who are controlling. You'll have a person that when you're dating them, you don't have a life of your own. You have to account for everything. Where are you? What are you doing? With who? Why? You feel stifled. If you are dating that kind of a person, that is one of the clearest signs of toxicity in a relationship. I want to tell you that if the simplest test I tell people, if you want to know the kind of a person you are dating, if you go to a hotel today, if you go to a restaurant today, the way your partner is treating a waiter or a waitress who they have no emotional attachment to speaks directly to the kind of a person they are. If they are speaking to a waiter in an unpalatable language, if they are treating them very badly, that is you. 5 years down the line, when the butterflies are gone, when the overriding feeling of love is gone, the day you wake up in the morning and you look at the person lying next to you and you wonder where they came from, that is you. They will treat you the way they are treating, or worse than the way they are treating that waiter or waitress. So those are the very simple things. If you ask me, the best way to know how to treat a person or how to relate with a person is look at the way they treat those people that are lower in the society. If you're driving with them towards a building and they are the gatekeepers, the one we commonly call soldier, the askaris, the way that person treats that askari is the real character and the true identity of that person. And that askari is you 3, 4, 5 years down the line, when they have zero regard or they have gotten used to you, and that is the way they will treat you. So if you find somebody who is very kind to the waiter, to the house help, to the people who are considered lower in the society, then you have a gem right there. And that is one of the best way to look at the person that you want to date. I know I have given you a lot of tips for today. You may want to look at them. And I am not saying that this is the overall truth or the only truth. People have different cultures, as I have said time and again in this program, and different worldview. This is limited to my worldview and my experiences, and I think there's somebody it can help out there. So God bless you, and keep it locked on Chomba Talk. We are going to have many more topics and discuss. I am glad and I'll be willing to hear you suggest a topic that you'd want us to talk about. And you can catch me up on the social media platforms, Chomba Talk on YouTube, Martin Chomba on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. God bless you, and keep it here. You can reach me on my mobile number 0722 136 411.